Hey y'all, Chad Curry here with CLC Landscaping. Just wanted to talk and answer some questions today about when should you trim your plants back? When's the best time, how to do it? So we have a few other videos you can go and follow and watch. It'll show you more of examples how it should look. But what I really like to discuss with people is, one, trimming promotes new growth. But there is such thing as over trimming. So ideally, what we like to say is you want to trim everything probably a minimum of 3 to 5 times a year. Most people do it once a year. So, but there's a difference at the time of trimming. So for example, this time of year, after we just had that large freeze, typically it's going to be sometime in January. You're going to do your first cutback trim. And so what we call it is a winter trim, meaning that we're going to cut something back down to the nub. Not everything. Granted, if it's a shrub, a bush, those you can still just prune back. Unless, for example, you wanted to take this like Sinisa compact here, which is also known as the Texas sage. If you wanted to like just get this whole thing regrowth, you can cut it back at the base. It might struggle a little bit. I don't highly recommend that, but in terms of like crepe myrtles or Gulf muleys, so something along the lines of like that's a Gulf muley. It doesn't look great, but point is, that's actually going to be cut back almost like you'll notice they look like a little ball. But the difference between that now and the way you do it in the summer months or the growing season would be you're actually going to trim it, on the Gulf muley, you're going to trim it up where it's going to look almost like those little, I can't remember what the dolls looked like back in the day, where you'd be able to make their hair look all goofy, little pink fuzzy hair, and it'd hold its shape. It's kind of that same look, right? Right now, you're going to cut it back in a ball. You're going to trim everything, lantanas, stuff like that, just back to the nub. Trust me, that's going to help promote new growth. And then if you can just shape it during the growing season and just a little bit of trim, it's going to keep it looking sharp. Same with like roses. Roses are a tough one, but the more you prune a rose, typically the more you're going to see blooms. Ideally, again, you just don't want to get too carried away with it because it can promote fungus and other kind of stuff. But a healthy rose trimmed 4 to 5 times a year, just lightly, the stragglers get out of place. That's going to create a really beautiful rose bush. But at this time of the year, like for example, this Pride of Barbados here, I'm going to trim this back to pretty much a nub. You're not going to see hardly any of it. That's okay. We do that after the first freeze. During the year, if you want to trim some stragglers, maybe it's, washing up into your pool area or something, you can do that. But right now, we just want to take it all the way back. Same with crepe myrtles. You can see that one there. It's been pruned back, but you can see this one here hasn't been pruned back. Did that just for the video. But essentially, after the first freeze is the perfect time. It's also the perfect time most of your leaves are going to start falling. Get your leaf cleanups, get your mulch installs. I would definitely wait for leaves to fall. I mean, I hate for people to spend money on mulch and then you get leaves that are going to cover it up. But hopefully that answers your questions about when to prune, when to trim plants at the proper time. For more tips and tricks, follow us, CLC Landscaping, or give us a call. Thanks.